Awesome. Hey guys, I'm Tiffany, and I'm going to go ahead and actually record this as an audio too. So, this is Tiffany from Wise Skies, and I'm doing a special Free Tarot Friday. I'm actually recording on Thursday, so you don't have the calendar wrong. Tomorrow is a travel day for us, so I wanted to make sure to give you our weekly reading, and you get it a little bit early. So hopefully that's a nice surprise. And whether you're coming to Wise Skies just out of your own curiosity, whether you're coming to Wise Skies from a place of great pain on your journey, just know that this community of Wise Skies Collective is full of people who have been there, who are sharing your journey. And we do Free Tarot Friday through this company because we like to make an offering, right? To be able to reach a lot of people. And so just accept this as an offering. If it resonates, great. If it doesn't, just leave it for all those other people. And we gather on Fridays with the 12 tribes, the 12 tribes of light, the 12 zodiac signs. And so you can listen for your sun sign, you can listen for your moon sign, you can listen for your rising sign, you can listen for the sign of your children, your lovers, your parents, your best friends. But ultimately, if you'll listen with the intention of having one nugget of spiritual wisdom just for you, just something, a little spiritual wisdom nugget that you can take away, you're going to get something out of it. So today, because I am traveling, I don't have my cards with me. I'm going to do psychic tarot. And so this is a demonstration of using your psychic abilities to attune or align with the archetypes and the images of the tarot. You don't have to have your tarot deck to be able to practice. So this is just a demonstration of that. I try not to carry my tarot with me when I travel because it carries a lot of energy. It's the energy of many fortunes, of futures and presents and pasts. And sometimes when I'm traveling, I need to really genuinely unplug, right? And so even having the tarot by your nightstand can feel overwhelming energetically, or even if it's in your bag, you just kind of know that it's there. Not always, right? But for this particular week, that's why I'm doing it this way. So let's just begin to ground in and begin to maybe close your eyes. And when it's your time for your sign, maybe taking a deep breath in through the nose, inhaling energy, white light energy up through the crown of your head, and then exhaling energy down through the crown of your head, through your feet into the core of the earth, and just letting this elevator of light come wash over you, beginning to soften the inner ear so that you can listen with an ear of the heart, and softening the front of the heart, the front of the throat, the back of the throat, the back of the heart, letting the hips even soften. And so we'll start now with Aries, just shuffling the deck in our mind's eye. And the first card I see for you, Aries, is the Empress. And so I know that you're in a creative cycle. I know that you are creating something. This could be a new version of yourself. It could be that your cells are rejuvenating and replicating. It could be that you are in an artistic moment. It could be that you're birthing something new, but usually that's what the Empress card means, is that we're in a cycle of creativity, and it's a creating a life form. You know what I mean? And so I'm also going to say that some of our Aries watching, there's like a childish, in a good way, energy of Aries with this childlike wonder. And so a lot of times people will address you with this playfulness, right? But there is a transition going on, because we know that the Empress, the third card in the major arcana, the Empress is major arcana. I know that there's a shift for you. So some of you that have been more playful and childlike in your nature are having a shift to be more aligned with the divine mother, that maternal energy. So if that resonates with you, it doesn't mean that you have to lose your playfulness and become strict at all. It just means that there's a shift from, needing somebody to put that oxygen mask on you to being the one that puts it on somebody else. And so this shift, there's great responsibility with this shift with the Empress, but there's also great creativity and playfulness with it. All right, so Aries. let's move into Taurus. And for Taurus, I'm getting the Two of Wands, just feeling like some of you Taurus are at a crossroads. And I do feel like there's something to do with that stubborn side of Taurus that is getting in your own way of your own flow. And so Taurus, if you have had any stubborn tendencies lately, is there an area where you can soften in order to realign? I know this video is if you're watching on video, it's kind of weird to see somebody with their eyes closed. It's just, I'm trying to receive information instead of looking at cards today. All right, so Taurus, you know, is there a place where you can soften in order to realign instead of like going at it, you know, with your head down, you know, with this sense of determination? Is there instead a place where you can soften and let the journey kind of take its course, so that you're not choosing one way or the other, you know, that you're softening into what feels like greater alignment for you, greater soul mastery for you, okay? Shifting now into Gemini, we're just doing a little bit of Psychic Tarot for Gemini, and the card I get is the Three of Swords, and typically this is read as the broken heart. It's not how I'm experiencing it. The swords are the mental realm, you know, and so for some of you Geminis, I want to encourage you to take wisdom and information from a different body part than your mind, you know, letting the mind settle and soften, and choosing to take wisdom information from wherever, you know, just play with this. Like, what does my right hand say about this? What does my left shoulder say about this? What does my lower back say about this? And see if you can tap into your body wisdom instead of all of the pieces of mental information. Because you're so brilliant with the airwaves, I think that you pick up a lot of different ideas, and sometimes this can slow you down. So instead of like being stimulated by all of the different thoughts, it's like, let's sink down into our bodies for a minute here and ask your body wisdom for help with something that's on your mind, you know, something that you're looking at a lot of different angles. That's healthy, but there's also a part of you that that would benefit from not overthinking a situation and just listening to your body wisdom and choosing to create from that place. All right, let's shift into our Cancers. And so for Cancers today, I'm getting the Four of Wands. And so I know that you're looking for a greater sense of stability. And I also get the vision that this sense of stability has come from outside of yourself, you know, like if only this thing will happen, if only, you know, when this, then this, if this, then this will happen. And this is just, this Four of Wands is a reminder that you are creating that inner stability comes from you. And so whether you're in a place of great turmoil or a place of great peace, the Four of Wands is that card that reminds us that our inner sense of serenity, our inner calm, our inner peace, it's like, let there be peace and let it begin with me, you know what I mean? So that you're not yearning for another time and space. There was a very wise woman today that crossed my path, and she said, time is that thing that doesn't exist, right, that controls us. You know, it's a very powerful statement. Time is that thing that doesn't exist yet controls us. So for some of you Cancers, this is a message to just not let that sense of future or that sense of time control, you know, your sense of peace and stability, right? All right, so the fifth sign, the fifth tribe here is Leo, and for Leos, I do get the Sun. This is a very typical card to get with Leos, but I do feel like there's a different interpretation here for you. I do feel like there's some of you Leos who are like on shine overdrive, okay? That's what I'm gonna call it, like shine overdrive. And this is your time to shine, right? But this has come after a big, huge, like washing, purification, clean. And so you're on extra bright, right? And so just be careful, just pace yourself is all I'm gonna say. Everybody has their own unique battery, their own human design, their own sense of right timing, their own need to recharge, and each of you Leos listening and watching will do that differently. So just know yourself, right? With the Sun card, just know yourself, and know that that downtime is not wasted time, and that this whatever hurdles you've overcome recently, to just embrace that with a sense of gratitude, so that you can have a sense of abundance in your life that feels like real, that feels like you've got a foundation for something that was built to last. All right. And if you need to rebuild your foundation, this is a good weekend to go in and take a look and see what it is that needs to be rebuilt. All right, and so now we're in Virgo nation here. So Virgo land, just shuffling the card mentally and looking for a card for Virgo. All right, getting the six of coins here is a card of generosity and reciprocity. I'm understanding too that the six is reflective of the sixth house, which is ruled by Virgo. And so this is the house of health. This is the house of service. This is the house of taking care of animals and gardens and being a servant of the earth and her people, right? And so this is a moment where you can just look inside and see what little gardens need attending to. You know what I mean? What little gardens need attending to. So, just visualizing your life from the perspective of a garden can be helpful, right? Because there are times when you're planting seeds, and then there's times when you're in the summer and things are blossoming. There's times when you're in the fall and things are dying and the cycle of life starts over, And so if you've been fixated on something for longevity purposes, just remember that there's a cycle to everything. There's a season to everything, and that there's nothing that's your fault. You haven't caused it. You haven't created it. You can't control it, right? Yet you can have a sense of responsibility for it, whatever it is in your life right now. You can have a sense of responsibility by governing your own actions towards it. I'm saying in quotation marks, whatever it is for you. All right, so we're just refocusing on Virgo and helping you seeing like all of the problems or challenges as little gardens that you can cultivate and care for, but you can't control when the sun shines, when the rain comes, when the droughts are present. All you can do is have a sense of service in your own heart, right? And that's all you can do, but it's all you can do. You know what I mean? All right, and now after Virgo comes 6, 7, so Libra. So for all of our Libras, let's just get a card here for Libra, shuffling the pretend deck in space. And what I'm getting for you Libras is the moon. And so I know that maybe some of you watching here or listening are going through a period of uncertainty, a period of darkness, a period of curiosity, a period where you're wondering what's next, a period where more is coming and you can't make plans because you don't know what's there, or the plans that you make are subject to change. You know what I mean? And so this is a time, when you can stay really curious during the uncertainties of life, curious in a positive way. It's like, what are you going to do with this, right? Like you just kind of tilt your head up and over and let your inner ear perk up, right? And so instead of staying bogged down by uncertainties, staying curious through them, Libra. Also, the moon is a very magical card to get. Like it's that mysterious side. So looking for some mystery, looking for some wonder, staying curious about what's on your path, and not having to plan everything, right? Like letting there be a little bit of mystery in your weekend. Okay, and then clearing now for any Scorpios watching. For Scorpios watching, I do see a death card, which would be a very typical Scorpio card to get. So for some of you Scorpios, it's easy to end things. You're great at executing, you're great at finishing, you're great at tying things up in a little bow, right? And sometimes you can do that with grace and poise, and sometimes you do that with sadness, and you let it linger, and it's like, how can we have more reverence for our death rites? You know what I mean? How can we have more reverence as Scorpios for our endings? I don't know if some of you can see this, but we've set up a little altar. I don't think you can see it. Can you? I don't know where I am. Okay, it's right there. for one of our friends whose mom is in transition. And so, sweet friend, if you're watching, just know that this Scorpio is helping with death rites, right? And so the death card is an end cycle. It's a karmic end to a period. And this, again, it doesn't have to be sad. What if it just is? What if it just is, and you can just end with a sense of gratitude and completion. I'll share a personal story that a lot of you guys that are in my same spiritual lineage know a famous quote that we stopped fighting, right? That we stopped fighting. And where I'm staying today is a very spiritual place in New Mexico, at a hot spring where the native people, the Indians, the Native Americans, the people of the past used to gather and drop their weapons, and they would come here as a place of peace, as a place of healing. You know what I mean? And so the death card can be like, drop your weapons. Drop your weapons. We stopped fighting anyone and anything. And the most magical phrase that you could use is, you might be right, because the truth is, they might be right, So this is a message for you, Scorpio, like, let something go. You don't have to be right. You can just say, you know what, you might be right. And choosing to drop your weapons, choosing to come to the pool with many different tribes of light, emissaries of light, as a peace gathering, right? And so you don't have to combat or be devil's advocate or explain, you know what I mean? You can just say, wow, you might be right for your path. It might be correct for you. Okay, let's clear it for Sagittarius. Let's get a card for Sagittarius. Just clearing for Sag friends, the first card that comes to mind's eye is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups having to do with a turning point, a turning point. It can be a turning away, it can be a turning towards, right? So this is up to you. I do see this as a new cycle of life, a new chapter of life, and I do feel like there's a sense of wanting to be on an adventure, but it not going as planned. That's how I'm picking up on it energetically, like the adventure of life is not going as planned. And so what if it is? That's what I'm going to say, like, what if it is? So what is it that you could learn, right? Like, can you go forward and just ask for that one little nugget today, right? Like, what is my nugget? What are you trying to tell me, Spirit of the universe, today? And how can I listen better? Like, what is that nugget that you're wanting me to hear? And then go forward and let that be an adventure. Let that be a journey. All right, so that's Sagittarius. Let's see. All right, so Capricorn. Let's clear the deck for Capricorn and just in our mind's eye. Capricorn, I'm getting the 10 for you. The 10. I am getting the 10. I'm getting lots of 10s for you. I'm getting all of the 10s. Let's focus on one, the 10 of Swords. And so I feel, too, like you are, I feel like you've been on a trip, or that you're going on one soon. There's an era of travel around this. And again, that sense of, this is very similar, but again, that sense of things not quite going as planned. And so this, what we want to put an end to with this 10 of Swords for you Capricorns watching, is your sense of expectation. This doesn't mean that you can't have goals or ambitions or plans, but it does seem like your expectation has hindered your ability to have that heart of service, right? Your expectations in some ways have hindered your ability to be of service. So we're just going to ask for all of those hindrances to be removed for you, so that you can realign with your highest self and your soul mastery, your oversoul, Capricorn. And then we're going to clear the deck, the virtual deck here, for 11 Aquarius. So clearing the deck for Aquarius. Clearing the deck for Aquarius. Just taking a big deep breath in and out. And for Aquarius, I'm getting the 9, the 9 of Cups here. I do get a sense of wishes fulfilled, wishes being granted. It's like, what are the desires of your heart, Aquarius? This is a good time to throw them in the cauldron, right? Like, this is a good time to ask for what you want, because I do feel like abundance is on your side. I do feel like you have rolled the dice on yourself, and it was a good bet. So if you're the gambling type of Aquarius, go ahead and bet on yourself, right? That's what I'm going to say for you, Aquarius. And then looking at the 12, at the Pisces, the 12th tribe of light gathered today, just tuning into the Pisces energy and just looking for a card for you, clearing for Pisces. What I'm getting is the Judgment card. In the Judgment card, Pisces, it looks like, you're ready. You might have to face the music at some area of your life, like some past action is coming up for you, where it's like, okay, like, did that do you good or did that do you wrong? You know what I mean? And so whatever's on your spirit TV, whatever's in front of you, whatever you're projecting is a mirror for something that you've done previously, right? And so we just want to make sure with this Judgment card that if you need to clean up any little thing, like any little thing for your own soul's growth, for your own soul's journey, for your own oversoul's master plan, right? If there's any little tiny thing to clear up, Pisces, this might be a weekend when you can do that, right? And how you can do that is to just ask yourself, just to go inside and ask yourself, is there anyone that needs my attention, that needs my affection, that needs my TLC, that needs a sense of like an apology? Apology doesn't come with words, it comes with actions, right? And so if you need to address anyone, you want to do it in a way that lets them know that you'd like to make a genuine amends to them. So this isn't like a text apology, right? Like, this is like, hey, I'd like to talk with you. Do you have 20 minutes? We could grab a coffee. It could be virtual. And I'd really like to apologize for this thing, or I'd really like to clear the air between us, and here's my part in it. You know what I mean? And you're going to share your part in that, and then you're going to ask for feedback. Is there something else that you see that I've done that would help if we cleared the air between us? I just want to make things right. Like, this is a peace pipe, right? Like, this is a peace offering, right? So this is something that sometimes you do with other people, and this is sometimes something that you do at the internal level. And you'll know what's correct for you. You'll know what's correct for you because you're so psychic. I know there are many Pisces in my life and my practice that are embarking on brand new chapters, that are doing big, huge things in their life. And so the Judgment card is a great card to get when you're starting something new and different, because it's like, yeah, let's make sure that we've finished well, so that you have all of your energy in this project going forward, that you're not letting any of your energy linger, that there aren't any cords of attachment to things that you've done in the past, so that you can just have all of your beautiful, powerful Pisces energy going forward into the fall here. Okay, guys, this has been a little different. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Again, if you tuned in late, we did a virtual psychic free Tarot Friday. So I was just giving you a demonstration of psychic development. So for all my psychic development students, all I did was close my eyes and ask for a card. My heart is to be of service, so I'm just asking for what would be of service to each individual tribe, and just sharing what I get and the impression I get about that card. So the cards are just an archetype. We could have done planets, right? We could have done symbols. We could have done many different things. Free Tarot Friday is a service that we provide if it's something that has touched your heart, something that you're going to use this weekend to really do some tweaks in your internal world. We do appreciate your virtual tips. The links to those are in the show description, and they can go to our PayPal or my Venmo. It all will end up in the Wise Skies Collective pot. And I can't think of anything else. So again, I was just doing this early to make sure that you got your recording for the weekend ahead. And until we can work together in person, guys, you can get, or one-on-one is really what I meant. If you want to work together one-on-one with me or any of our intuitives, you can book with us at wiseskiescollective.com. We've got a free version of the of the digital astrology calendar. 2020 is half off right now. 2021 is half off right now. Next year is available already. And I'm working on a special project to do, the calendar comes in 3 files. So there's the planetary aspects, there's the lunar ingresses, and there's the moon void of course periods. I'm working to add a special file, which is going to be the North Node transits, okay, and aspects. And so that is a point of destiny. So that's something that we're all going to be working with in 2022. Again, that beautiful line from today, time is that thing that doesn't exist that controls us, but it doesn't necessarily have to control us, right? We can work with time by using astrology, the big clock in the sky. It's not the only tool. We have lots of tools at our dispersal, right? Like we use numerology, we use human design, we work with the Akashic records. We work with many different tools at Wise Skies for your own soul's growth, your own soul development. I think that's going to be my cue to go ahead and stop because don't know how to turn that off. All right, let's decline. And thank you guys for tuning in today, whether you're watching on YouTube, on Facebook Live, or through the podcast. Many happy returns for your soul and many blessings for a beautiful weekend. Let's go ahead and close the energy just with an internal Om. Maybe watching that beautiful shower of light just coming down from the heavens through the crown of your head, through each of the chakras, illuminating you from the inside out, through the soles of your feet into the earth, coming back up through the soles of the feet, through each of the chakras, pooling in the heart center, sending that light source energy out, around, and through you like a three-dimensional prayer of light, and then grounding back down into your own soul. So everybody have a happy weekend. Namaste.